All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Merkaba Temple Online. We are coming to you live from Archershaw River Temple in the beautiful mountain jungle of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and connecting with spiritual family from around the world. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, we are grateful you are here. So take a moment and simply arrive. Take a breath and let whatever happened before you got here begin to settle. And give yourself permission to be fully present for the next little while.
Good morning, good morning. For those who may be joining us for the very first time, Merkaba Temple is an online interspiritual sanctuary. Whether your path has been shaped by Christ, Krishna, Buddha, Shiva, the Divine Mother, the wisdom of the Mother Earth, or simply a quiet longing to know what is ultimately true, you are welcome here. You belong. And our theme this morning is one that asks a little something of us. Suit up, show up, and love anyway. Because sooner or later, the spiritual path brings us to a place where what we believe has to become how we live, where love becomes more than an idea, where practice becomes participation, and where we begin to discover that some of the most sacred moments of our lives may be the ones when love asks us to step beyond what is easy or convenient. So that's where we're going this morning, everyone.
And we'll explore that together through prayer, mantra, music, meditation, community, and Christopher's teaching today. Some of what we encounter this morning may comfort us. Some of it may challenge us. And perhaps some of it will invite us to see ourselves in the way we move through the world a little differently.
Because every once in a while, spiritual community should do more than make us feel good. It should help us see something. It should challenge us. It should invite us to become more conscious about how we're actually living our lives. And hopefully, it sends us back into those lives just a little more awake than when we arrived.
So, whatever brought you here this morning, you are welcome. Whatever kind of week you've had, you are welcome. Bring all of yourself into this space. There is nothing you need to prove and nowhere else you need to be right now. So, take another deep breath and settle into wherever you are. Open your heart to whatever wants to meet you here this morning.
Welcome home, family. Welcome home.
So, as we do every week, we begin by tuning in with the Adi mantra. The Adi mantra comes to us through the Kundalini yoga tradition. It is an invitation, a sacred bow to the divine wisdom and the divine teacher within and without. The mantra is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Once again, it means I bow to the divine wisdom, to the divine teacher within. If you know the mantra, please sing with us. If it is new to you, simply breathe, listen, and receive. The words can be found in the chat. We will begin by taking 3 slow, deep breaths together, and on the 4th breath, we will sing Om Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. Rubbing our hands together, activating the left and right hemisphere of the brain. Getting some of that fire. Bringing the hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath in. And release. Another deep breath in. And release. Deep breath in. And release. Deep breath in to begin. Om. Namo Guru Dev Om Namo Gurudev
Divine light, in us, through us, and as us. We gather here this morning, opening our hearts to the places where love is asking something of us. Help us move beyond a spirituality that lives only in our thoughts, our words, and our intentions. Teach us to become people whose love takes form through our presence, through our choices, our courage, and the ways that we care for one another. Give us the wisdom to know when we truly need to rest, and the honesty to recognize when fear, comfort, or convenience is keeping us from showing up. Where we have withdrawn, invite us back into our relationship. Where we have become guarded, soften us. Where we have made promises to ourselves or others that we have forgotten, give us the courage to begin again. May this gathering awaken something within us that does not end when this service ends. And may what we remember here become how we live out there. And may we become increasingly available to the moment of love within ourselves, toward one another, and throughout our beautiful world. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru Om. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And so it is.
All right, we now move into our mantra practice, attuning our bodies, our minds, and spirits with frequency. Our mantra this morning is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This
What?
means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Oh, I like this one.
This morning's mantra is a mantra of devotion and surrender. One way of understanding it is I bow to the divine presence within and within all beings. There is something especially beautiful about this mantra for our theme today because surrender asks us to loosen our attachment to the small self, the parts of us that wants everything on our terms, according to our timing, our preferences, and our comfort. And instead, we bow to something greater. We bow to love. We bow to the divine presence that lives not only within us, but within the people around us, including Christopher. So as we enter the music, allow the mantra to become a prayer. You can sing along, close your eyes and listen, or simply allow the vibration of the mantra to move through you. The words are in the chat. And once again, they are Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So take a deep breath and listen and receive, or sing along.
Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya.
All right, everyone, take a breath and simply notice what's here. Let the vibration of the mantra continue to move through you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I bow to the divine presence within me, within you, and within all beings. And from that place, we now turn toward the wisdom of the Guru.
Now, who is Guru Nityananda? Many of you may be wondering. Bhagavan Nityananda was a great Indian spiritual master who lived in the late 19th and 20th centuries, and eventually made his home in Ganeshpuri, India. He is regarded within the Siddha Yoga tradition as a fully awakened being, one whose very presence was considered a transmission of consciousness. He wasn't known for elaborate teachings or long sermons. Often he taught through silence alone, through presence, and through a few simple words that pointed people back toward the divine within themselves. And that is why we honor him here at Merkaba Temple, not because we are asking you to adopt another religion or believe another spiritual figure, but because this temple is rooted, in part, in a lineage that recognizes something we speak about here often. The Guru is ultimately the awakening presence within yourself, the consciousness that keeps calling you home to what is true. So each week, our Guru's transmission draws inspiration from that wisdom and from the presence of Bhagavan Nityananda. And with that, Roy will now share today's Guru's transmission. Roy, the temple is yours.
Thank you, brother. Beloved one, you ask where God is. God is the one standing before you. Do not search so far that you miss the hand reaching for yours. Do not become so concerned with protecting your peace that you forget you are peace. The heart does not lose itself by giving. The sun does not become less by shining. The river does not become empty by flowing. When love calls you, do not ask first what it will cost. Listen. Rise. Go. Where you are needed, be present. Where you have withdrawn, return. Where love calls, answer. This is worship. This is Siva. This is how the divine recognizes itself through you. Om Guru Om. Jai Guru.
Om Jai Guru.
Thank you, Roy. Where love calls, answer. Let's carry those words with us today. And now we move into music, because music takes us somewhere that words simply cannot. It moves beneath the thinking mind and opens something in the heart that may already know what the mind is still trying to understand. And so now we turn to our beautiful Sapphire for this morning's musical offering. Sapphire, the temple is yours.
me back to the distance. Late night cooking in my kitchen. Yeah, dirty dancing in my room. Sending my love all over you. Because of the time we shared, time we lost in love with one another. Days we had, pay the cost of losing heart's desire. So soon I'll be sending my love all over you. I still get so lost in the feeling, and I can't imagine losing you. Ooh. Oh, if your heart can't find a new reason for someone special to hold on to, I wonder if I would do. Yeah, because of the time we shared, time we lost in love with one another. Days we had, pay the cost of losing heart's desire. So soon I'll be sending my love all over you. Take me back to the distance. Yeah, babe. Late night cooking in the kitchen. Dirty dancing in my room. I love the things you do, and I'm sending all of my love to you. I'll be sending all my love. You're the only one that I've been dreaming of. It's true. I'll be sending all my love. I'll be sending all my
Thank you, Sapphire.
Thanks, guys.
Of course, makes my heart warm. All right. And now we come to the heart of our service this morning, our teaching. Christopher's teaching today is called Suit Up, Show Up, Love Anyway, because love may inconvenience you. This is a teaching about what happens when our spiritual lives move beyond what we believe and begin asking something of the way we actually live. It may challenge us a little this morning, as Christopher loves to do. It may even sting a little, but sometimes the teachings that unsettle us are the ones that reveal something we're finally ready to see. So I invite you to listen with an open heart, not looking for where this applies to somebody else, but allowing yourself to notice where it may be speaking directly to you. Christopher, the temple is yours.
Thank you, my love. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to those of you that are here live on Zoom those of us joining live on YouTube around the world, and to those watching the replay later or listening to our podcast, we are so grateful that you're here joining us today. You suited up and you showed up, and that's big. I dedicate this teaching to my beloved mother who is in heaven, Patsy Dean, who taught me to suit up and show up no matter what. So I want to start with the question this morning, and I don't want you to answer it too quickly. Don't give me the spiritual answer, and don't give yourself the therapeutic answer. Don't explain anything yet. Just remember, when was the last time someone you loved needed you to show up, and you found a reason not to? I mean, specifically, your cousin's play where she had 3 lines and practiced them in the mirror for a month. Your sister's first gallery opening, pretending she isn't watching the door the whole time, hoping the people she loves will walk through it. Your brother walking out of a 90 days rehab, scanning the parking lot for a familiar face. Your friend launching the thing online she'd been terrified to launch, hoping that someone she loved would be there. Your mother lying in a hospital bed asking whether someone had called. Your kid walking across a graduation stage, searching thousands of faces for the one face that was supposed to be there. And you weren't. Maybe you were busy. Maybe you were tired. Maybe it was inconvenient. Maybe you had something else going on, and maybe you just weren't feeling it. And maybe, this is the part I want us to look at, you had language ready, good language, sophisticated language, therapeutic language. You needed to protect your peace. You didn't have the bandwidth. You were honoring your boundaries. You needed to conserve your energy, or it didn't feel aligned. And sometimes all of those things are absolutely true, but sometimes they are not. Sometimes what we call a boundary is avoidance. Sometimes what we call protecting our peace is protecting our comfort. Sometimes what we call honoring our capacity is simply refusing to be inconvenienced. And sometimes this doesn't feel aligned means I don't really want to. And sometimes self-care is just cowardice wearing self-care's clothes. Self-care, cowardice wearing self-care's clothes. That one stings. And it should. Because spiritual practice is not supposed to make us better at explaining why we didn't love. It's supposed to make us better at loving. Something strange has happened in our culture. We took profoundly important psychological concepts like boundaries, trauma, nervous system regulation, capacity, self-care, and somewhere along the way, some of us learned how to weaponize them against relationships. Now, let me be very clear. Boundaries are for real. Trauma is for real. Exhaustion is for real. Dysregulation is real. And there are times when the most loving thing you can do is say no. There are relationships you definitely should leave. And there are seasons when your body genuinely cannot give what another person is asking of you. Now that, my friends, is wisdom. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the Saturday afternoon when you absolutely could have gone, and you just didn't want to drive 45 minutes. I'm talking about the phone call you ignored because you knew they were going to need something. The friend whose dream mattered enormously to them, but apparently not enough to you to arrange dinner. The person who keeps showing up for your milestones while somehow their milestones keep colliding with your schedule. That's different. The spiritual work is developing enough honesty to know the difference between I cannot and I would rather not. There is a difference between a boundary and a barricade. There is a difference between self-care and self-absorption. And there is a difference between protecting your nervous system and constructing a life in which your nervous system never has to tolerate the inconvenience of loving another human being. We've become so sophisticated in the language of the self that selfishness can now sound almost enlightened. Contraction can sound evolved. Withdrawal can sound like growth. And avoidance can sound like discernment. And one of the oldest human failures, turning away from one another, can now come with therapy language and an Instagram graphic. Kashmir Shaivism has a language for this. It calls it Anavamala, the primordial contraction, the experience of consciousness forgetting its vastness and experiencing itself as small, separate, and limited. Me, mine, my time, my energy, my comfort, my plans, my Saturday, my things. And suddenly, life becomes a scarce resource that has to be protected from everybody else. Notice how quickly love changes under contraction. Instead of asking, what does love require of me here? We ask, how much is this going to cost me? How far do I have to drive? How late will I be home? Is this going to drain me? Do I really have to go? I mean, come on, y'all. We've all said these things, even me. We've all said these things. That's Anavamala. The infinite has forgotten itself and become very concerned about its afternoon. And against this contraction, Kashmir Shaivism gives us another extraordinary teaching called Spanda, pulse, the sacred throb of consciousness. Because reality, it's just not static. Consciousness moves, it expresses, it manifests, it reaches outward into form. Shiva does not protect himself from creation. Shiva becomes creation. Shakti moves, and the universe appears. The divine shows up. Think about that. The fundamental movement of reality is participation. The divine doesn't stand outside creation saying, I'm sorry, I don't have the bandwidth. Consciousness pours itself into existence, and you are made of that same movement. Underneath your defenses, underneath your fear, underneath your preference for convenience, there is something in you that wants to participate in life, something that wants to reach, something that wants to give, something that wants to love, and something that wants to show up. Now, here's the part that may sting even more. When you don't show up, the person waiting for you isn't the only one who loses something. You do. Because somewhere underneath all the explanations, some part of you knows. You can explain the decision and you can justify it, but there's a quiet place inside of us that usually knows when we've abandoned something that mattered. And that place remembers. Maybe some of the loneliness we experience isn't only because people stop showing up for us. Maybe some of it is because we stop showing up for life. One invitation at a time, one phone call at a time, one hospital room at a time, one friend we meant to call, one family member we assumed would understand, one community gathering that didn't feel convenient enough. We kept closing doors. And eventually we look around and we wonder why the room feels so empty. Isolation isn't always something that happens to us. Sometimes isolation is the compound interest on all the places we decided not to go. Deep breath. And release. So let's get underneath it. Because before you started standing other people up, there's a good chance you learned how to stand yourself up. You said you were going to start taking care of your body tomorrow. You said you were going to meditate. Tomorrow. You said you were going to make the appointment. Tomorrow. And tomorrow became next week. And next week became next month. Eventually, you stopped noticing that you were breaking promises to yourself at all. And that's where showing up begins. Not because self-discipline earns you spiritual merit, but because every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your capacity to keep promises to life. Every morning, you get up when you said you would. Every time you sit down at the altar when part of you would rather scroll. Every time you move your body when inertia says stay still. Every time you tell the truth when hiding would be easier. Every time you keep the commitment after the inspiration has disappeared, you are building something. You are teaching your nervous system that discomfort does not mean stop. Resistance does not mean wrong, and inconvenience does not mean misalignment. Fear does not always mean danger. Sometimes discomfort simply means love is asking something of me. Now, love will inconvenience you, that's for sure. And this may be the sentence underneath the entire teaching. Love that never inconveniences you isn't much of a spiritual practice. Anybody can love when love fits neatly into the calendar. Anybody can be compassionate when compassion is convenient. Anybody can be generous when generosity costs nothing. And anybody can show up when they happen to feel like showing up. But eventually, love will ask you for something inconvenient. Love will interrupt dinner. Love will call at midnight. Love will ask you to drive across town. Love will ask you to sit in a hospital room where there is absolutely nothing you can do. Love will ask you to attend something because you don't particularly enjoy, because somebody you love cares deeply about it. Love's going to ask you to listen to the same story again and again. It will ask you to go, and sometimes love will ask you to stay. Sometimes love will say no. Sometimes love will establish the boundary. Sometimes love will leave. And sometimes love will rest. So the question is not, did I say yes? The question is, what made the decision? Was it love or contraction? Truth or convenience? Wisdom or fear? Spanda or anavamala? And only you know. And if you become quiet enough, you always know. So zoom out, because this isn't really about your cousin's play. We're living through an epidemic of loneliness while surrounded by unprecedented ways of connecting. We can reach almost anyone on this earth in seconds, and people are starving to be reached. People are surrounded by followers and wondering whether anyone would show up to the hospital if they were to get sick. They're surrounded by contacts and wondering who they could call at 3 a.m. They are surrounded by people who love their photographs and their selfies, and they're wondering who would actually rearrange a Saturday for them. You cannot build a family on if it's convenient. You cannot build a marriage on it. You cannot build a friendship on it. You cannot build a spiritual community on it, and you cannot build civilization on it. Human beings have survived because somebody showed up. Somebody brought food. Somebody sat beside the body. Somebody raised the children. Somebody rebuilt the house. Somebody stayed awake through the night. Somebody made room. And somebody showed up. Not because they were always excited about it, because that's just what we do for one another. The suit I talk about when I say suit up and show up, it's not a metaphor for your mood. That's why I love the phrase suit up. The suit isn't your mood. You don't put it on because you're inspired. You put it on because something matters. The firefighter doesn't wait to feel aligned with the fire. The parent doesn't wait for inspiration before caring for a child. The nurse doesn't wait until compassion spontaneously arises before entering the room. There are moments when something bigger than your preference gets to make the decision. You can call it dharma, you can call it devotion, or you can call it integrity, or you can call it love. But eventually, spiritual maturity requires becoming a person who can say, I don't particularly like doing this, but I'm going anyway. Not because you're abandoning yourself, but because you have discovered a capital S self larger than your preferences. And if you didn't show up, now some of you for sure are thinking about somebody. Stay there for a moment. All right. Maybe you didn't go. Maybe we weren't there. Maybe somebody needed us and we failed them. Maybe right now you're remembering something from 20 years ago. So do not turn this teaching into another weapon against yourself. Shame will definitely not make you more available to love, but responsibility might. So please do not drown in guilt. Repair. Maybe you didn't show up then. So show up now. Call them. Tell the truth. You know, I should have been there for you. You matter to me. And I didn't show you that. And I'm sorry. No explanation. No defense. And then walk the walk. Because awakening isn't constructing a flawless history. Awakening is becoming increasingly unwilling to abandon love now. Suit up and show up. Show up for your body. Show up for your practice. Show up for healing. Show up for the promises you made when you were clear. Show up for your marriage, your friendships, your family, your community, for the person whose suffering interrupts your plans, for the conversation you're afraid to have, and for the life you keep saying you want. And when somebody you love is standing on a stage, looking into the crowd, be the face they find. When somebody you love is lying in a hospital room listening for footsteps, let them be yours. When somebody you love does the terrifying thing you've spent years dreaming about, be there. And when your own soul comes looking for you tomorrow morning, be there too. Because maybe spirituality isn't measured by how peaceful you can be when nobody needs anything from you. Maybe it's measured by how available you become to life. Because love crosses a distance. That's what Shakti does. Consciousness moves toward life. So the next time love asks you something inconvenient of you, ask yourself, is this an actual boundary, or am I just afraid of being inconvenienced by love? And if you don't know the answer, don't explain it and don't analyze it. Suit up, show up, pulse outward, and let the divine find you participating. Divine light in us, through us, and as us, wake us from the smallness that mistakes comfort for freedom. Forgive the places where we have not shown up and give us the courage to repair what can still be repaired. Teach us the difference between a sacred boundary and a frightened barricade. And when contraction comes, remind us of the pulse beneath it. Shakti moving, love reaching the divine, showing up. Make us people who can be counted on, people who answer, who arrive, and who remain. And when life calls our name, when love asks something of us, when someone looks into the crowd hoping we came, may we be there. And when our own soul calls our name, may we be there as well. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And so it is. Aeon will now lead us in a meditation to embody the teaching.
Om Namah Shivaya. Ah, Grand Rising, everyone. What a great teaching. Okay. Taking a moment now to settle into the body. If it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to close. Finding a comfortable resting place for the hands, softening the shoulders, unclenching the jaw. Now take a slow, deep breath in, holding at the top, hold, and right. Softening further into the body, taking another slow, deep breath in, hold, 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 and let go even more. One more time, deep breath in, holding at the top, and release. Allow yourself to become still, fully present in this moment. You've heard a lot this morning about showing up, about love, about the places where perhaps we have withdrawn, avoided, protected, or simply chosen what was easier. Right now, there is nothing to judge, nothing to defend, nothing to explain, just awareness. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, the sternum, to the heart. And imagine there, very gently, a pulse. Not just your physical heartbeat, but something deeper. Of movement, of life force energy within you. A quiet pulse of consciousness. Spanda. The movement of the divine toward life. Feel into it. Expansion. Return. Expansion. Return. Now quietly ask, where is love asking me to show up? Don't search for the answer. Don't manufacture one. Simply ask and listen. Perhaps a person comes to mind, a face, a name, someone you've been meaning to call, someone you have pulled away from, someone whose joy, grief, struggle, or becoming is asking for your presence. No need to create a story about it. Simply notice. Perhaps the person who appears is you. Maybe there is some part of your own life that has been waiting for you. Your body, your healing, your practice, your creativity. A promise you've made to yourself. A next step you already know you need to take. Simply notice what arises. Now imagine yourself showing up. See yourself making the call, walking through the door, sitting beside the person, having the conversation, getting out of bed, returning to the practice, keeping the promise. Whatever showing up means for you, see yourself doing it. Not necessarily perfectly, but fearlessly, simply willing. Notice what happens in your body. There may be resistance, possibly fear, maybe tenderness, potentially relief. Whatever is there, let it be there. You do not have to wait for resistance to disappear before you move. You do not have to wait until you feel completely ready. Discomfort does not always mean stop. Sometimes discomfort means love is asking something of me. Bringing your awareness back to the heart center. Feeling that pulse again. Spanda. Life moving toward life. Love moving toward love. The divine showing up as you, through you. And silently repeat, may I know when to rest. May I know when to rise. May I know when to say no. May I have the courage to say yes. May I become someone who can be counted on. And finally, when love calls, may I answer. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine releasing the need to figure everything out right now. You don't need 10 commitments. You don't need to change your entire life today. Just one act, one call, one conversation, one promise kept, one place where you choose to show up. Placing a hand over the heart if that feels right. And quietly, within yourself, suit up, show up, love anyway. Taking one final deep breath, feeling the body beneath you, feeling the room around you. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes and come back into this space. Welcome back. Christopher will now lead us in today's offering. I'm aware. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Beautiful meditation. All right, everybody. Now we come to our offering moment. In every living spiritual community, there is sacred exchange. We come to receive teaching, prayer, music, meditation, connection, and then we are invited to participate in sustaining the place that gives those things a home. And I'd like everyone to participate this morning. The amount is yours to discern. $5 is an offering. $25 is an offering. $100 is an offering. And if you have been blessed with abundance and can give substantially more, then let your generosity reflect that abundance. Because giving is not simply how we pay for something, it's how we participate in something. It is one of the ways we say, I value this, I believe in this, and I want this temple to continue, and I'm also willing to help carry it. So give joyfully, give generously, and give according to what is possible for you today. What are you waiting for? Take out your phone, open Venmo, and type in @Merkaba Temple, or go to merkabatemple.com/donate, where you can sign up one time to make weekly, monthly, or yearly payments and never have to think about it again. So to every person who helps carry this temple forward through your generosity, we love you so much. We thank you, and we receive your offerings with love.
Before we close this morning, we have a few things happening in the Archer Shawl and Merkaba Temple community that we want you to know about. First, we have 2 upcoming Merkaba retreats here in Puerto Vallarta. Our Shadow to Light Women's Healing Immersion is October 12th through the 18th, and our year-end Reset and Visioning Immersion is December 7th through the 13th. These are intimate, week-long experiences for deep healing, sacred earth medicine, spiritual practice, connection, and transformation.
And we really need your help getting the word out. So you may not be the person who needs one of these retreats, but you probably know somebody who does. So please share them, post them, send the information to a friend, mention them to your therapist, your yoga teacher, your spiritual community, somebody going through a transition, and somebody who keeps saying, something in my life has got to change. We would love for this information to be shared far and wide, because you never know when something you share becomes the doorway somebody else has been looking for. It's exactly what happened to me. One of my beautiful friends came down for one of these retreats and then shared about a retreat with me and inspired me to do my own. And here we are. So you can learn more at merkabaretreats.com.
We've also just launched the new Archer Shaw Temple community on WhatsApp.
Cool.
Think of it as the digital gathering place for our entire community. Inside, we now have different groups where you can stay connected with Merkaba Temple, retreats, sacred medicine ceremonies, community events, and also spaces where members can share music, articles, videos, their own offerings, and things happening in the wider community. The invitation link is in the chat. Click it, join the Archer Shaw Temple WhatsApp community, and then choose the groups you'd like to be a part of.
And finally, we have one very simple way you can help us this morning. If Merkaba Temple has contributed something meaningful to your life over the past year, we invite you to tell people about it. If you could go to our Archer Shaw Temple Facebook page and click reviews and leave a few sentences about your experience, we would love for you to share that with others. Your words help people who have never encountered us understand what this community actually is, not from us, but from you. So this week, here's another opportunity to live the teaching. Suit up, show up, share the retreats, join our community, leave the review, and help us carry the work beyond the people already in the room. We can build the temple, but it takes all of us to help the temple reach the world. Now let's prepare our hearts for a closing prayer. That's yours.
Deep breath in. Divine light in us, through us, and as us. Thank you for this time together, for every heart gathered here, every voice, every prayer, every moment of remembering. As we leave this temple today, may what we have received become something we live. Where love asks us to move, give us courage. Where love asks us to stay, give us presence. Where love asks us to speak, give us truth. And where love asks us to reach beyond our comfort, remind we were never meant to live only where life is easy. Help us recognize the divine in the people before us. May our love have hands, May our compassion have feet. May our prayers become action. And when we are tempted to withdraw, postpone, or wait for a moment more convenient, bring us back to the sacred pulse within us. Spanda, Shakti moving, consciousness reaching toward life. May we be people who answer when love calls. May we show up for one another. May we show up for ourselves. And may we love anyway. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru Om. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And so it is.
Let's seal today's service, everybody, by singing the Longtime Sun, followed by Satnam. The words can be found in the chat. And pure light within you, guide your way on, guide your way on. May your long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. May your long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Rubbing the palms together, bringing in the heart center Satnam. Truth is our identity. One more time. Satnam, everyone. Satnam, everybody.
Jaya Jaya
Our
Gopala Jaya Jaya.
identity. I love that prayer for the world. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. I know that teaching was a tough one, and I appreciate you listening. Wherever you are in the world, we're grateful that you chose to spend this time with us and with one another. So let's all carry this practice gently into our week. Let's stay awake. Let's stay open. And when love calls, let's all show up.
We love you, we bless you, and we're grateful to walk this path alongside you. Until we gather again, may you be held, guided, protected, and continually reminded of the divine presence within you and all around you. For those of you here on Zoom, please stick around for a few brief moments for fellowship. So, walk in light, walk in love, and remember, we are all uno. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Om, Amen, Aho, Ashe, and so it is. Let's end the live.
Thank you.
You need help with that? It's right here.
Live stream, yeah.
Oh,
I
you
just
missed
wanted
it. You
to,
missed it.
can I do it, please?